misses off the right iron.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's Blatch. The shot will not go. Excellent D there from Garnett. Jones dishes to Kidd. Jones kicks to Levine. His three-pointers off the mark. Brooklyn leading by 10. They set the pick. Here's the Kidd. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. This will be his 5th trip to the free throw line.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Splashed them one after another. It really was quite a display from the strike. And I'll tell you guys, I mean, to see the improvement he's made in his free throw shooting in the space of just 1 season, I think it's been remarkable.
Towns, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. And the Nets making a change here as well. Butler's checked in.
And a look now at the last month for the Nets. How did they stack up in the league statistically over that time frame? First in free throw percentage. First in lowest turnovers a game. And they also show up in the top 5 in assists. They've got scores, and they're a pretty good passing team as well.
And you look at their ranking, tops and free throw percentage. I think it speaks to their focus and discipline as a team. They look to capitalize on every mistake.
Here's the Kidd. 18 points for him. He used that pick to perfection. The Kidd's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Nets. Timberwolves trail by 13. Here's Levine. The rebound by the Nets.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
We've got 1:55 left in the 3rd quarter. He's got 16.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Robinson with the block. Here's the Kidd. He's got 21. No good from Jack. There's 1:17 left to play here in the 3rd. Jones, the pass to Towns. And he uses the glass on the lane. Towns has got 6 points in the quarter.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Here's Blatch.
Boy, it's been a tough go in terms of fouls for him. I mean, my goodness, he can't stay out of the way of fouls.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The Nets making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. He hits the 2nd from the line. Timberwolves trail by 14. 52 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Levine kicks to Jones. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And he sinks the 2nd. There's 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Outside Robinson. To the inside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Wiggins is checked in for Minnesota. The Nets working the ball around now. Johnson, the pass to the Kidd. 6 on the shot clock. He dishes it to Robinson. Use that pick to get in close.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the 2nd half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Garnett is doubled. Here's Levine. 12 points for him. Down low, stolen by Robinson. Here's Johnson. And it's been a while, but he finally gets one to go. Johnson's got 8 points.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Nets lead by 17. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. They've got Andrew Wiggins. Jones is out there with DeMarre Carroll. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Towns in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Johnson against Rubio. The kid passes to Bogdanovich. Here's the kid. Back to Robinson. 3 on the clock. Bogdanovich, no luck. Timberwolves trail by 17. They set the pick. The drive by Rubio. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
They're trying to work it inside here, and they've had a little bit of success as they try to cut into that deficit. And getting it inside is one way to try to chip away at it.
Minnesota making a switch here. Martin's checked in. Bargnani is checked in for Brooklyn. And Bogdanovich kicks to Johnson. That 3 off the mark.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one. Take a look at what Wiggins has done. He has 14 points, and he's made some good decisions with the basketball, too.
And being smart with the ball like he's been today, Clark, I think it's critical for him and them. He should repeat that every game.
And both free throws good for Wiggins. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Kicks it to Bargnani. Lopez a screen. Here's the kid. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. 23 points for Freak.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
11 feet away. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Rubio dishes to Towns, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Up high and down hard with the one-hand.
Got a little extra forceful in that one, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
The kid passes to Lopez. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Bekovic is checked in. That's good for Brook Lopez. Here's the kid. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Rubio's got his 4th rebound in this one. The shot by Carroll, no good.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backcourt has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving Copper.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Shots good from Bargnani.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Wiggins outside. Garnett left side. Shot clock at 6. And he gets it to go. Nets leading by 10. Now the dish to Bargnani. Passes to the kid. Back to Bargnani.
Look at the game Bargnani has been having.
He's checked in for Kevin Garnett. Minnesota's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Down low. And it's sent back by Lopez. Here's the kid. Rubio comes with the double team. Johnson right side. Gets to the corner and buries it. And the Nets lead by 14. The Timberwolves have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Here's Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
The kid passes to Bogdanovich. Lopez with the ball. Guarded now by Rubio. Johnson the screen. Feeds it to Bargnani. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, Johnson can't get it to go.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it, I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there, but he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. I mean, the rebounding has been very one-sided.
Yeah, and they've been on the winning end. I mean, effort is one thing you can always control in addition to attitude. I would credit this lead to force of will.
Came off the screen and finished with authority.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed. Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Patience. Patience. Taking early threes is getting long rebounds, which equal the transition points. Make the defense move, and let's pass up a good
Clark, if
shot.
they want to, they can
Great
milk
shot.
the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
Forcing the issue too much.
Here's the kid, covered by Rubio. And out of bounds is the Timberwolves gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
1:49 left to play here in the fourth. And it's Martin penetrating. Good.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart. And let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Here's the kid. Six to shoot. And Jones over to help. Lopez with the bucket. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
To the inside. It's tipped. Lopez with the steal.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Nets.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
Yeah, but they did a better job tonight. They made the most of the extra rebounds, too.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a two-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for the kid. If there isn't much else you want from someone, he gave it his all and was rewarded with a triple-double.
Lopez against Jones. Clock at 6. On the wing, Wiggins. From the arc. No luck. It's stolen by Carroll. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
Hey.